One. All right, welcome back
What's up,
to
everyone?
episode 7. And to kick off this episode, we actually got to explain Ray's setup today. Well, I'll describe it, and then Ray, you can explain it.
Yeah,
You're wearing a Top Gun Maverick replica-looking jacket, and then in your background you have "Feel the Need Again." That must be an allusion to, or alluding to, Top Gun.
that's right.
So what's going on?
Yeah,
What's
this
happening?
week is the 40th anniversary of the Top Gun movie franchise. So they brought it back to theaters for a rerun. My wife and I, we both watched it in 4DX on both screenings again.
A 40X is the action
The one where your seats
special
move and they
effects.
spray water at you and has smoke coming out and all that. So that was a ton of fun. I actually just came back from watching the original Top Gun. We watched Top Gun Maverick earlier this week. Surprisingly, there was only Top Gun Maverick 4DX in one area or one movie theater in this entire Orange County, whereas Top Gun itself had like multiple 4DX viewings.
So Maverick is the second one,
That's right. And that's my
and you went to separate screenings.
yeah,
You weren't
because
together.
we watched it together, but we watched both screenings on different dates.
Oh, okay. Because that is a. I'm not saying you can't do it, but to sit there for two movies in one theater.
Well, they didn't have that option anyway for the 40X showing.
Okay, I see. Because it seems like a lot to do that,
Yeah,
honestly, to
but
sit there and just
my friends
watch.
around me, my group of friends, and my wife, and those that know me, they know I love the Top Gun franchise a lot. I've watched the film Top Gun Maverick like 12 times, 10 of them on flight, and I've watched the original Top Gun probably like 5 or 6 times now. So big fan of the Top Gun franchise. And this was actually this flight jumpsuit replica is actually something my wife bought me from Party City like 2 years ago
Oh,
as
okay,
part of a
because
birthday event.
it does look kind of off. Like it looks a little bit off, but that explains it because it is like from Party City.
Yeah, she bought it for me as like a birthday event because I was huge into piloting and aeronautics and all that stuff at the time. So for that birthday event 2 years ago, she actually brought my friends and I to a flight simulator dogfight event, which was pretty cool because it's it's located in Anaheim near the Garden Walk, and they have like 12 to 16 gaming PCs all loaded up with DCS on Steam, and they have like these giant fighter jets that you can go climb into the cockpit of, but you're actually just playing like with joysticks and like throttle controls and all that. So within that event, you can also wear the jumpsuits that they provide you, or you can bring your own as part of like the whole
Okay,
thing.
I kind of remember this now. I kind of remember this because of your jacket.
Yeah,
I remember seeing like an Instagram post or something. Uh, wow. I mean, okay, here's like how long ago was that?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and you kept the jacket.
Yeah, why would I not?
I I guess I think for me is well, at first that's pretty incredible that you're such a Top Gun fan. I didn't know that. I had no idea you had this whole phase of. I mean, I get it
Like
because
if we go to soaring or go to Disneyland, I love soaring.
like
And like walking through at California Adventure, going through like the queue itself, you see the different history and historical figures of aviation.
I totally get that. It's really cool, piloting and all that. I just didn't know you had a phase. Granted, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I think I even bought it as a gift for White Elephant because I thought it was such a good movie.
Which one?
Top Gun Maverick.
Yep, yeah,
Yeah, and I mean they're both good movies. I enjoy both of them. It's just solid classic movie making.
yeah. And
It's
I have
what
Mad respect to Tom Cruise overall as like an actor outside of his personal life because he puts like his total 100% into every film that he goes into, and like he really wants to put butts in seats in theaters.
I totally understand that. So I I'm just so surprised. I didn't know. I had no idea. It's almost like it's one of those random hobbies that you would just do, and then you
Yeah,
drop it after a while. Well, I'm glad you didn't end up going to be a pilot or you started.
I don't know. That's still something I think about in another life.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can always think about. I mean, the good thing I think about piloting is if you could always, if you have enough money, you could do it as a hobby and get a pilot's license. And then just get a pilot's license just to get one and learn it, the
Yeah,
basics.
like riding a
I'm,
motorcycle, having a motorcycle license.
well, I think it's more expensive.
I mean, yes, I think it's
That's why I said
both are
if
very
you have
cool
money.
and fun things to do.
Motorcycle is, I mean, if you need to get your those, just get either electric bicycle or moped.
So yeah, I
And
wish like 10 years ago I wasn't injured and was able to take you up on that motorcycle class and whatnot.
I mean, it's not like it's not that hard. It's like driving a car, except you're just on two wheels. It's not really that exciting. I think people like
I mean, at least I would have done it with you at the same time rather than like solo.
it's like it's the same as a bicycle, especially like nowadays. If you get one of those electric bicycles,
The
they go up to like
e-bikes.
yeah, they go up to
Mm.
like 25 miles per hour. You'll get the same feeling. I mean, it might not be as fast, but the control and the feel of the road is pretty similar. It's not that different, just lesser degree. And I would say it's probably a bit safer to be on an electric bicycle than on a
I
motorcycle
don't
on the
know. The
road.
e-bikes, they're quiet. That's the danger part. People can't hear
It's
you.
quiet, but you can go on a trail. You can go on like
Don't
um,
folks frown upon taking e-bikes on trails and whatnot?
no, like like a path that has nobody. Like you could go around the park, like an
Yeah, I know
empty
the city of
street or
Irvine, they don't
something.
really like e-bikes.
I mean, regardless if they like
So
it or
it's
not,
like,
you could you're just in the bike lane. You can go fast there. But it's better than being next to cars on the freeway. That's if you want the same thrill, but it's not really. You just use it to get to point, from one point A to point B. Get from one place to the other, and it's just efficient.
yeah, it's
That's about
efficient.
it.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's more efficient than flying a jet fighter airplane to get one place to the other. Those things can only land in certain places.
But
I, I
they're
or
so fun.
or you get a
When I play the
helicopter,
games.
or eventually maybe they'll have a personal flying vehicle. Uh, but that's an interesting opening. So did you just come back
Yeah,
from
literally
watching?
like an hour ago. Just
Oh,
getting made
okay,
it
that
back.
makes more sense. I was like, okay, it seems kind of funny if you just put on this get up for the podcast.
I just left it on.
Yeah, I totally get that. All right. So sounds like that's a pretty good time. That might not be your official plus minus story of this week.
That would be my
Uh,
plus of the week. Is
oh,
watching the
that's
Top
actually your
Gun.
plus. Okay,
Yeah.
so that our opening is also your plus. So
Uh,
what's your minus then of this week?
my minus is that now that ads are such a big thing in many avenues of whatever you want to watch, it's
Okay.
invaded movie theaters.
What do you mean? What do you mean
So
invaded movie? So let
they
me
have.
set up the
Okay.
situation and why I vow pretty much never to go back to the movie theaters. Like I don't care to go back to the movie theaters, even for the biggest releases, which I normally would be, because the movie industry themselves and the films and studios and Netflix and all that, they ruined it by doing streaming. So I'm not never gonna pay another movie ticket to go watch. I'm fine watching it at home on a flat screen TV, and yeah, it might not be as cinematic, but I think the feeling, I still get the feel like recently I watched Avatar,
Which one?
right? The latest
Oh,
one,
I haven't seen that one yet.
right? And it's good. It's good. I still got the feels. I didn't watch it in the theater. I'm a big Avatar fan. Love the sci-fi stuff like that. Also, Project Hail Mary, another sci-fi movie. Still got the feels. Didn't need the movie theater. I get it. from my artistic side of me, I get it. But the business side, the movie studios ruin it themselves by launching streaming services
Because
and
you'd
releasing,
rather watch it at home 6 months later.
yeah, or 90 days, 6 months, whatever, because it's like the value proposition isn't there anymore when you're paying $15. Let's just say $15, right? So you're paying $15 a month, 150, $180 a year. That could have been movie tickets, but no, it's just now streaming service. So I'm just setting that up. So now let's go back to ads. And granted, they also added ads to streaming tiers, which sucks, but it is what it is. So ads in movie theaters. What's happening? What's happening with the ads?
Yeah, so ads, no matter whether you're watching at a Regal theater or an AMC theater or a Century theater, um, the original trailers and all that stuff back then, they used to take, what, 10, 15 minutes at most. They go through a slew of like their openings and their trailers, and then they present you your movie.
Did you get any new trailers? Any recent, like new movies coming up kind of trailers?
So I know, because I keep up here and there with the movie industry and like the whole theater experience. Ads have been extended in the movie pre-show.
Okay.
So you get a posted time of, let's say 2:35 p.m. is when the screening is supposed to start.
Yeah.
But in actuality, they actually in recent times added about total runtime of 25 to 30 minutes of ads and trailers.
Ads and trailers. So I don't mind the trailers too much,
Right.
right? Generally it's like hype for the next movie that you get you excited to watch. Like for example, if they did like a Dune trailer or some sort of big budget movie trailer following, they target the trailers for, action trailers for action movies and stuff. So I don't mind that. That's part of the movie going experience
Yeah,
of
or
seeing the
whatever
trailer, right?
movies are under that movie studio.
Yeah.
So like 2:35, so I know I'm going to budget about 25 to 30 minutes before I actually show up to the theater. So or actually 25 to 30 minutes of me getting to the theater. So I'm there as soon as the movie starts instead of standing through like 30
So
minutes of like
you're
trailers
one
and
of those
ads.
people who wander in while, I mean, back in the day, I would be one of those people that's there at the showtime.
Yeah, I would normally, but nowadays once they added that and announced that's about 25 to 30 minutes more of like ads and everything, I'm like I'm not wasting my time on that. Because I did enjoy watching the trailers for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. Because I used to be like you. I
Movie
show up at the
trivia.
screening time. But not anymore because now I'm just sitting there like I kind of I'm sitting too long to get to the actual screening.
That's pretty funny. I can imagine. I'm like the guy go to the movie theater early so I could get popcorn and drink, sit down, watch some of those. I don't know the before even the trailers and things kick off, the advertisements, right? The
Yeah.
trivia, the entertaining
Yeah, I
stuff.
used to enjoy all that stuff.
I sit there and then the lights dim a little bit, not all the way,
Right.
and you'll be one of those people. And then it dims for the trailers,
Yeah.
and then you'll be wandering in, and be like, oh, my seat's right there, and then now I gotta move my feet and let you in and all that. Oh my gosh, you're one of those people now.
Now,
Can't
yeah,
believe it.
that's only because they made it so you have to sit through like 30 minutes of stuff before they actually get through the
Wow.
stuff. I mean, I can
All
understand
right,
before how things were done. And I used to
let
get
me.
popcorn and all that.
I mean, let me guess. I mean, the popcorn and soda combo, that's like $25. That's like a meal. It's not even the best meal, but it's how much it costs, right? All right, let me guess how much your tickets cost. You recently got back, so let's say
Remember, this
these
is a
are
40x showing,
40x.
so it's a
I
premium
mean,
format.
so here I know it's like it used to be. You go catch the early showing, it can be kind of cheap, like in the teens. That was pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic, I think it's like in the 20s. And then that's matinee, like the cheaper hours. And then now you watch it in like regular peak times with 4DX. I wouldn't be surprised. You have like the ticket stubs or
Yeah, I
something
have it open right now.
with the.
so I
Have it
can.
open. Oh,
I
okay.
just
I
pulled it
thought you had
open
the
so I can
physical.
confirm
Okay,
your
I wouldn't
estimate
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if your ticket stub says
for
something.
both tickets, right, or just one ticket each?
Just
Okay.
one. Because you could multiply it by two, but I wouldn't be surprised if your ticket said something like 36.99 or $37.
You're actually wrong. You're way too high.
I'm way too high for both.
Yeah,
None of them is $37.
not one ticket
Okay,
is
so
worth
how
30.
much is it?
So
How much?
this one matinee, I watched it
Oh, you
for.
no, I said regular, not matinee.
Yeah,
Regular
I'm
hours,
gonna give you
regular hours.
I'm gonna give you two prices
Okay,
because one
okay,
I watched matinee and one I didn't.
okay.
So matinee for 40x at this theater was $22 for one ticket
Okay, yeah, that's about right.
for
In the
40x,
20s. Yeah,
and then
matinee.
non-matinee was about
Add like $5, $6.
25.
Oh, you don't even save that much money in matinee. That's like just $3.
Yeah,
That's crap. That's crap. Matinee used to be like 50% off or something.
I also don't have membership at this Regal theater. That might
I
be
mean,
a thing
I don't have
because
membership at any of them anymore.
with AMC I at least have the membership, so I waive the online ticketing or online convenience fee. But overall, the prices are still really not too out of this world for 22 on the 40x showing because it's not like IMAX or anything, but it's still a really fun experience. And one thing I didn't realize, and maybe this also helps with the 40x experience, is that even the trailers, the seats are still like moving around and doing its special
Yeah,
effects and
I
everything.
remember.
So
I remember
I
you
totally
telling me
forgot
that.
about that for the 40x trailers. They'll also have the seats move and everything.
I mean,
So
that is
that's
pretty
like an
cool.
added bonus, I guess, to like your ticket value
Yeah.
if you're there early for like the trailers and ads and whatnot.
Oh, that's some nice programming right there, I have to admit. That is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
but I just don't like how long they make you sit through all the ads and everything now. Because before, I
Yeah,
think it was perfect, 10, 12 minutes, whatever,
yeah,
pre-screening.
yeah.
And now you got all these things that add up beforehand. Because I was like telling my wife, hey, we're the other night, we're gonna be late. We're because the screening I think was like at 7 p.m. and like we didn't leave until 6:45, and it takes us about 25 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And this is on a weeknight too, so we get there around 7:25 and 7:30, and we're only like 2 minutes into as we walk in. Top Gun Maverick only started playing like 2 minutes ago,
I see.
so I'm like, wow. I thought we would be like way late, like it'd be like a good chunk into like the opening act of the scene or movie.
I mean, you know what's happening, so I guess it's not like a huge
Yeah,
issue.
it's not a huge issue for me, but I thought we
Yeah.
were gonna be missing more.
Got it.
But it turned
Okay.
out well for in the end. That
I
we
mean, of
like,
course. Kind of interesting that they replay it, but also makes sense if it's the 40th anniversary. I don't get advertisements for it, so I don't
I
know
follow Tom
how.
Cruise on Instagram and he
Oh,
reposts it. Then I saw a
oh,
bunch
I
of like
see.
stuff in my algorithm, like in San Diego and Miramar, they started doing Top Gun showings on like the USS
Well,
warship or
because
carriers
it's
and everything.
based in San Diego,
Yeah,
so
so they started doing like big things around there.
yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes sense in San Diego. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I had, I got to say I enjoyed something I missed out when Top Gun Maverick first came out was watching it in 40x, and I'm really glad I got the chance to do it because it's a whole nother experience watching like these type of films in 40x.
You can, yeah, I mean that makes sense because it's an action and it's aerial combat and flight. Yeah, that I could totally get that.
Yeah, totally worth it.
That's
I would
that's
recommend it if folks that don't get a chance and like it comes back again.
yeah, yeah. Wait till like the 50th anniversary or something.
Probably. I don't even remember a 30th anniversary showing, but that was probably before Maverick even came out. So
Yeah, renewed interest.
yeah,
I'm sure there'll be a 50th.
I mean they're making a Top Gun 3. That's
Yeah,
confirmed.
exactly.
So
So there'll probably be a trilogy marathon or something
Which I
eventually.
don't know how they're going to do a Top Gun 3. I thought Maverick was perfect already.
It's you could always tell more stories. It's for
Yeah,
characters. It's not that
I
hard.
don't think a third has ever been good for like a movie franchise, generally. The third film has
Uh,
generally been like missed most of the time compared to like the first two.
yeah, it could be. You never know. But we'll see. I mean, I enjoy it. So if they make another one, I'll watch it. I don't think so. The difference when I think about that is I don't try to unless it's Lord of the Rings, where the story is continuing.
Right.
Like when I think of Top Gun and on this, I think they're more isolated episodes. Even though it's the same character, it's not like one big story that they separate into three films.
It's a continuing story, at least. It's not like
Well,
drawing out
I,
nowhere.
no, no, I'm saying like each one will wrap up. It
Yeah.
will be its own. It's not
Oh yeah.
one. It's not. This is the long quest to
Yeah. So
go.
that's the good thing is they wrap up and there's no cliffhanger.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, while you can call it a trilogy, I think they could pretty much exist kind of standalone.
Yeah. Just like the Rush
Um,
Hour series.
yeah, you don't need to watch the previous ones. Like those are more episodic content and
It's like character
programming.
backstory.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a little bit.
Just to know who what they did in previous
Yeah,
shows,
yeah. It's not
how they
like The
interacted and
Matrix
everything.
or I mean, Avatar actually wraps up every. I would say Avatar does very similarly, where if you just watch one, two, or three, you can kind of get what's going on without having to watch the previous. It helps a lot because you want to know the characters even more, but they can actually exist on their own, pretty good. Versus like I think that like Star Wars. Star Wars is one epic long narrative story across nine movies.
Let's say
Um,
6 movies.
I mean, I still think of so it's one of those things. The sequel trilogy is it's all whacked, right? It's all kind of all over the place. Kind of, it's hard to like it's worse. So the original trilogy, 4, 5, 6,
Right.
had a cohesive like vision, and then 1, 2, and 3 also had a cohesive vision. Okay, you can people can laugh about the special '90s effects or whatever. I don't know.
Hey, I enjoyed
Um,
those
yeah, but
prequels.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I grew up with it. They were like
They had the best choreo.
my version of Star Wars. I grew up with it. So the sequel trilogy that the kids grew up in, what makes it a letdown is it just didn't have a cohesive vision. And
Wait,
that's
we
where it
gotta make
falls
sure
apart.
sequels, as in which ones?
Like 7, 8, 9.
Okay, because
So the
yeah,
original is going to be 4, 5, 6, and then
yeah.
the prequel is 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9. So I think like the sequel trilogy, if you watch it independently and have a different mindset, it's kind of more bearable, like a big screen spectacle. Like The Force Awakens, you can watch that. That's fine.
That
It's
one is
fine.
you
And
know
then
reboot. Okay,
the Last Jedi, if you watch, I think this is where I am very decisive on this one, contrary to popular opinion. The Last Jedi, if it exists on its own, like one of those movies they just did as part of the universe, but
right.
not the main trilogy, I think it would have been fine. But because it's tied together, it doesn't work that well. And then the nine, that was just like just pieced together.
I mean,
Um,
overall, it sounds
Forced.
progressively worse.
Yeah, because the vision
They
just didn't have the vision.
also didn't have the same directors for all 3 of those last 3 films, which is
But you don't
probably the
need the
problem.
same director. That's the thing. You just need to have the right vision for it, like George Lucas
Right.
did.
So those 3 directors, they kept changing hands, no vision.
No, I don't think it's the directors. They gave the directors some, but they needed somebody like George Lucas, which they now have, with Dave Filoni, who heads the Star Wars universe. Like you
Lucas,
need
yeah.
somebody that can tell the story and have a vision of that story, and then you go tell the directors, hey, this is you can direct it however you want, but this is the narrative, and you gotta shepherd it through, and that's how the original uh, 4, 5, 6 work.
Well,
Um,
back at Disneyland at Galaxy's Edge, they've brought back the original characters.
yeah,
The,
yeah. I think that's what they got really ambitious with the whole immersive. I think
they
that
also
does
lost
doesn't
or cut a
work.
lot of content for that park or that land.
Like it just doesn't like I don't want to play a freaking game on my phone, run around this land and pretend like I don't want to role play,
It sounded cool at
you
first
know.
for someone that was like my age 10 years ago when they first announced it, because I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of different.
Yeah, it's just not practical. Like it's just not unless you're all dressed up. Like if they had, they have Star Wars night, everyone dresses up. You could probably then activate it as a one-time, quick time event sort of thing or event.
They
That
didn't
makes
do
sense.
that. I was there for Star Wars night
Yeah,
last year
I know they
or two
wouldn't do
years
that,
ago.
but that's what I would say is like now you can have role play in the park or something. You could take it to the next level, but for the general emissions, it's too much.
Yeah, the
Like,
tourist families coming from afar aren't going to do it. This is more of your Magic Key annual pass folks that will
yeah,
do that.
like you can imagine the mom and dad that has 2 kids. Like, are you think they're gonna bother with doing this thing? You think the kids are gonna bother? No, they're just there to have a feel of those characters and remember those emotions and those feelings, and that's kind of it. Um,
Is it?
but of course, you don't. I think it's not something that I think people could have predicted that this was going to happen because the first precursor to this is the closing of the Star Wars hotel. So people weren't really down to spend
That was
money to role
so
play.
expensive too.
Yeah, and you kind of trickle down to your parks where you're like, yeah, people aren't really going to engage, and all of a sudden pretend and speak what the language is there. Like what do they say? Good new sun
I
or
don't know.
their stuff that they say, the phrases. Um,
Or the food menus, like I mean, I think it's great that they made it thematic, but it's also not catered to like your normal average guest.
yeah, I get it. Like you don't want to call a burger a burger. I get it. You call it a.
A shalom. I don't know.
I mean, they called it something, but call it something similar enough so that people understand what it
Yeah,
is and it's fine. I mean, they do that for the pizza, like they call it cosmic pizza or
that
something, or
makes
they
sense
call
because
it.
it still has the word pizza in it.
Yeah, yeah,
But if they call
exactly.
it something altogether differently, then
Yeah,
no one's
it's
gonna
like
get what it
the
is.
Bantu wraps, or just yeah, I get some of it. So, but that we diverged a whole bunch. Let me just get back to my wins, and I kind of shared it to you. I am beating the market. I am beating the stock market currently as of today, of recording of this. I'm 20% right now,
Nice.
and um, and why I brought it up. I mean, I rotate my portfolio. I do that. It's nearly halfway, almost June. 20%. I feel pretty good. I think at the end
Yeah,
of
your
June I'll
average S&P is
reevaluate.
only like 7% per year.
I mean,
So
10
beating
on a
that
good
is pretty
year,
good.
10% overall. I think in lifetime is, but I think, and I'm not a financial planner. I'm just an average person that pays attention to the market. And I will say this. I will say this. My biggest, if someone asked me, they're investing and they want to ask me my personal take on what the market is today. And this is my take. Aside from all the traditional knowledge, everybody knows that. You can Google that. But my personal take that people probably don't say too much or you don't hear too much is, and I've witnessed this probably the past 15, 20 years as I started to invest and when I got my start is it is no longer, or it hasn't been for a very long time, a fundamentals market.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
It is a emotional
Hype.
market, and it has only gotten worse with the advent of
AI.
platforms like Robinhood. Um, so the great thing is that there's so many brokerage firms, internet companies, platforms that provide access to the market at zero to no fees and things like that. Um, at least advertisers no commission or whatever, right? And it's great, but it also at the same time, it used to be there is a barrier of entry that prevents just any old person from investing. That's why you never see a GameStop moment, right? And prior to GameStop happening, you never hear something like that crazy. But then once everyone got market access to the markets, now you have a collective retail investor sentimentality, emotions, feelings, all that stuff driving the valuations of certain companies. So that's my one thing to be careful about is that hype.
Remember, we don't
And
give financial advice, or none of this is financial advice.
well, I mean, this is just my take,
Yeah.
and it's it's one of those things where you have to be careful and you have to be able to separate when you're in the market, when anybody invests in the market, because it's your money, right? There's a feeling attached to money, and when you're investing, you're putting your money into something,
Remember, your
into a
hard-earned
company.
money.
So you're very attached to it, and gambling's different. Gambling's different than investing. So anybody who's like doing one of the two must be able to have the maturity and understanding of economics and the big picture of the stock market and capitalism, and then really say, yeah, I'm going to invest. Otherwise, everybody can take the normal route of, yeah, I'm just going to rest and invest and never look at it and just cross my fingers that by the time 50 years time equals money, that I'll be well off. I just keep putting money investing. That's usually the case. And I'm not, and it's, however, even though it's usually the case, there's a likelihood that it could also not be the case. No matter how small, there's always a chance that,
The market blows up, or it becomes 2008 again.
yeah, and it goes downturn for a few years and your retirement, you're like, uh-oh, bad timing, or everything goes to hell, and then all this just doesn't even matter anymore. So it's one of those things that's why they always have those disclaimers. They always tell it's not a guarantee, but you hope to invest in good companies. And I'll just say the one thing that I did share. Like Costco is like one of my favorites. Um, and when I pick a stock that I cover and I look at for a long time, I try to establish ranges um, that I feel are pretty good. That this is the range that Costco will stay in. For example, I've initiated coverage starting this year, actually December of last year, and it pretty much lives in the realm of 900 to 1,100, so
Yeah, that's what I would
1,100.
do on a real
That
strategy if I know that.
Yeah, but well, I don't use wheel strategies and things like that. I try to keep it more fluid, so I'll just buy and then sell it, buy and sell it. And that's been a big win for me this year is Costco. Of course, I love the company. I can exclusively just eat Costco. That's it. Like I don't need to go. I can eat the same meals day in day out. Just buy Costco, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and just easy, easy. And it's the best way to save money right now. You get gas at Costco. You go buy your food at Costco, and the membership fee negates itself over time. So it just works. That's my one stock that I think will hold up over time. They might grow slowly, but they'll be growing and they'll
Yeah,
be a
I've seen them grow over the past 5 years.
safe bet as
They
they
survived
bring
COVID.
as they bring more and more savings to people, and as more and more people need to save money on necessities and essentials, places like Costco will thrive and continue to thrive. Walmart, I think, is also right there, um, especially during times like this in our country and the economy where it's just expensive. You're gonna look for the best deal. So that's my takeaway. Kind of almost halfway through the year, I'm happy with my portfolio and my active investment strategy for my investments. This is not my retirement savings. That's separate, but I just love investing. I love stock markets. I love the whole dynamics of it. So I always have some money just to be in the market.
Yeah,
But
this is
for
my
those
first
that
year really investing,
yeah,
or like
but for
really looking
those
into the stock market.
yeah, exactly. And then for those that don't care, then you just put in your retirement. You just let your retirement nest egg grow. Not everybody's interested in stocks. Not everybody's interested in this stuff. So if you're not, it's okay. You can go the safe route and just do that. But some people, like me, just at my age, is it's interesting. And financing and all that finance and money and understanding how money works in our economy is something that I enjoy learning about.
Yeah, I wonder for folks like around my age and maybe a little bit younger, they feel the need to try to get into a stock market now, even more so than before, and go into the hype stocks because they do want to earn more money quick. And it could be because I'm thinking for me, like the political spectrum of just how America is now, like get your money in and get out type of thing.
Yeah, I mean that's why we have the crypto, we have the NFTs, we have all sorts of vehicles, the GameStop. Like people want to just they don't want to work. They just
It's not
want
like
to
they
go
don't
live.
like working, it's just don't want to work, particularly probably in this environment.
Yeah, I think America will always, if we foster it correctly, will have the edge. But it's just the way that things are right now. Like housing is expensive,
Yeah,
education is
exactly. That's
expensive.
skyrocketing still.
It's like why do I want to bother?
So like,
I just go and gamble this and hope to hit it big and then just call it quits and
yeah, so
go live my
exactly like
life.
folks my age, I mean, we still have some more time ahead of us, yes, but like
Yeah.
also we know prices keep increasing and we're just trying to dip in, hit big once or twice maybe. I mean, it's not a strategy by any means, and
Of
I
course
don't
not.
condone it,
Yeah.
but like with the given given how America is now, it's kind of like we just want to hit it big and try to like move on
Yep. Totally get that.
while we still can and not like have to slave away or work another 10, 20, 15 whatever years in
Yeah.
the current climate.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm taking swings at things and yeah, I've hit here and there, but like I've missed a lot too. So it's not always a guarantee, but like I have to take these risks just to learn from it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. You have time to recover, so it's not a huge issue. That's part of the process. But okay, so that's kind of my takeaway, my stats for my portfolio. I'm pretty proud at 20%. Not every year or halfway through a year you can be at 20% or beat
Yep.
the market right now. So I'm pretty. I'll remember that, and then I'll also remember going into rebalancing my portfolio at the end of the month um, and take the wins that I have, and then just keep doing what I'm doing. Um,
Well,
but
the good thing is you're 20% up now already halfway, so usually it'll go higher up by the end of the year.
well, it's you never know. You never know. You just the market. We're not big players. We're like the little
Yeah,
scavengers that are next to the whales that move that make markets.
yeah.
So
So like I'm gonna say this
yeah,
again. Like me, we don't have too much money invested in the market because we didn't have that much time in it. So like you have probably much more invested, so you can have more freedom to play.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
So
At
we try to
least
hit it big on something so we can play it big
you
later.
just
You know.
gotta remember you gotta let yourself scale over time, uh, and have goals and targets.
Yeah.
So this way you don't just keep taking losses. You gotta learn from those losses and understand you can't gamble every time.
Yeah. Don't play
That
earnings, folks.
you are just investing at the end of the day, and it's different. It's a different mindset. So yeah, don't gamble. Don't try earnings and all that. You just never know.
Some of these things I learned the hard way, but it's okay because that's what I want to do at the same time. Learn this year as well.
Yeah, if it goes down, just keep holding on to it, and then one day just hope it goes back up. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. As long as you don't sell. When you sell, then those losses are guaranteed. It's a little different. Um, all right, so moving on to my last point. It's a little hard for me in terms of like thinking what negative I have. Don't really have much negatives in my life, but
That's a good thing.
I'll say this not really a negative in my life, but something I saw. So you know how there's this Hanta virus,
Yeah.
people are talking about, and now all of a sudden you see in the news cycle people like Hanta virus here, there. It's always something that existed. It's not like it's something crazy new.
I
Like,
didn't fully look into this virus. I just know it
yeah,
exists. It happened on a cruise
it
and
happens with
spreading here and
rats
there.
and stuff like that. So it's I don't know all the history of the virus and where it, and how it all works and how it breeds with rats, and then it's not like airborne. It's like you got to be like you got to I don't know what it is. Maybe you'll have to look it up. Maybe
Eat a rat or
like
get bitten by
touch
a rat.
its poop, or I don't know. Um, but I saw a dead rat as I was walking my dogs at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I saw a dead rat. Now, this is not my first rat
Is this
encounter.
like in an alley or?
No, just on the sidewalk. So I imagine it ate something poison nearby from the pest control, and then it just wandered into the sidewalk and died. So it's not the first time. So there's rats everywhere, but they're great at hiding, right?
Right.
So the first time I ran into a rat, it's actually pretty clever. I didn't even know it was a rat until I realized my dog was sniffing. I was wondering why my dog was sniffing in the shrubbery, like near the sidewalk. There's like plants and stuff.
Yeah.
Just kept sniffing, and then I pulled my dog away, and then I noticed the rat just ran underground. Like it just ran into
Still alive.
like underground. Yeah, it's alive, but this is not the same rat.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the first encounter. And then I knew it was a rat because I saw the freaking tail. That's how you
Oh,
know it's a rat. The tail is hell long. So it ran like I just briefly saw a glimpse between the transition between the sidewalk and the shrubbery has like a little like a dig, it dug like a nest or what an entrance, from the dirt into
yeah.
the concrete under the concrete. That's when I saw the rat tail. And then yesterday was when I saw the rat die. I may not be the same rat, but it had something in its mouth and then it just died,
Hmm.
like full bite. And then nature here, even in our built out places that we live in, I'm pretty sure a crow picked it up or some sort of other animal picked up the carcass and decided to do its thing with it.
Food chain.
Uh, so not really a negative, but more of just that's the world we live in. Yeah, but I think the rats are incredible. Like the world that humans have created, these animals that are around us, is they're just around us, coexisting. Like raccoons, rats, birds, all this. They're able to somehow make it. And here's the last thing I'll say about animals. That's something you can think about. And I heard this during my Hawaii trip. Someone told me because we walked by a parrot.
Okay.
Birds can live hella long. Birds can live hella long, like a parrot. And think about this: it is possible that the parrot outlives you, and you have to pass on that parrot to whoever survives in your family. That blew my mind. That blew my mind. Like,
Huh.
if I'm 40s right now and I have a parrot and it lives to like 70 years old, I don't know, like, or a bird that lives that long, it's gonna outlive me, and then someone's gonna have to take care of it. And that blew my mind. That's all I gotta say.
Interesting.
That puts things in a different perspective, which is incredible.
Can't imagine a
So
bird or a parrot like that living so long. I don't think I've heard something like that. So
so look it up. Birds, some of these birds that people keep as pets can live hella long. Imagine that.
I mean, I know other
Imagine
animals
that.
live very long, like turtles, for instance. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I can't
Imagine
imagine a
that's your pet.
parrot
Well, I don't know how many people keep those turtles that can live that long.
or
Because
tortoise.
I don't think like, if you went to the pet shop, those turtles probably don't live that long, right? It's got to be certain species of turtles
Right.
or tortoise. I don't know, but imagine that a parrot, a bird, something can outlive you,
Do
and
you
then
think, like, in its 80 or whatever year long lifespan, how many vocabulary or things it mimic?
I mean, if you seriously teach it, I think it could learn a whole bunch, or just it's going to be able to say a whole lot. I wouldn't be
An
surprised.
80-year-old parrot.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't have one, so you don't have to worry. I'm not going to give you a bird when I die.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the last thought I have for this episode. Next week is Memorial Day weekend,
Is
and
it?
do you have plans already for Memorial Day weekend or no?
No, that's in 2 weeks, right? Oh, no, it's already next week? No, yeah, the following week on the 29th, 30th,
Yeah, I
31st.
mean, but this next weekend. It's
Oh,
next
this
weekend.
weekend. I thought
It'll
you
be a
meant
3-day
as in the
weekend.
22nd, 23rd, 24th.
No, I'd be yeah. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25.
Oh, wait.
Memorial Day weekend.
Really? Already?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was the last weekend of the month. But,
Yeah, that'll be June. What the heck?
I was thinking the 29th, 30th,
Yeah,
31st
yeah,
would be. So I'm like,
no.
no, I
So
didn't have any. Well, actually, I do have plans. Kind of, not really. It's just gaming with my friends. Um,
gaming?
I
What are you playing?
well, I'm not playing now, but my friends that during COVID, I got them big into Final Fantasy 14 or Realm Reborn.
Oh my gosh, the MMO. You guys gonna play the MMO
They've still been playing.
and you're gonna jump in?
My wife, because I helped my friend build her custom PC and all that, so she's like telling my wife, because she also has a custom PC now, to
Okay.
play with her.
So you guys are all gonna play.
So my wife bought the full complete edition for half off during the fan festival time when they had it
Gosh, you
here.
guys are all gonna play Final Fantasy together. That's adorable.
So my wife will play for the first time. I'm gonna log back on after like 3 years. But it's a temporary login campaign for like veteran players, because it's a 96-hour free play campaign.
Oh man, I forgot if they ever gave me my items. What is the part of the collector's edition that
There's
they
so many
messed up
things,
on?
but I
And
got so
then
mad
yeah, I got mad. I got so mad I stopped playing. It pissed me off.
because
It pissed me
I
off.
forgot to put our house address back then.
You ordered it.
I ordered it, but mine personally did not arrive because I didn't put the house address on it. You got yours though, because you ordered it separately from me.
Yeah, and then
And then
the
I got mad and
accounts.
then I didn't play after that.
Yeah, and then the accounts. We made accounts,
Yeah, I still use
and
that
then
account.
we were supposed to get stuff,
Yeah,
and then we didn't get it. And then in order to get it, we had to like re-roll accounts.
I don't remember.
It was a very complicated process to get the extras that we were due, and that really ticked me off. Like I made a character, I was invested in the character, played a whole bunch, and all of a sudden it says, "Oh, we
Oh, was
can't
it
give
because
you this stuff."
you and I were playing during the beta?
I I forgot what it was.
I
I have to
think
look it
it
up.
was because we were in the beta and they were gonna wipe the beta. So
No, no, I don't know if it's the beta, but when we bought the collector's edition,
Yeah,
they
I think
couldn't launch
it
the
should have been the
servers.
beta.
They couldn't launch the servers appropriately, so they let people play. But once you got your collector's edition for Realm Reborn, they're supposed to give you stuff. And then something happened where if you started playing, they couldn't link the accounts in redemption, and you had to like make a new account in order to redeem, or you had to contact customer service, and they were going through the tickets or something, and it was just a pain. So at that point, I was just like, forget it. I have to look that up now that I think about it,
Yeah,
but
you still have it.
I still have the whole disc and game and all that. But it's not like World of Warcraft where you pre-order and your items are still there. Even if I logged into account, I don't even know what the email address for the account is and all
I
that,
think I
but
might know it.
it's like I didn't get that pre-order stuff, so I just don't want to dredge that back up again.
Well, to me, I think it's still like the best MMO to date
I should
that I
see if
played.
that thing is worth money. Uh, Sell it or something. I
So
gotta
yeah, this coming weekend I'll probably be playing
look
Final
at it.
Fantasy 14 with my wife and friends.
All right, that means we'll still be able to record on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
I
Uh,
mean, do you have any plans on
sure.
yours? Your Memorial Day?
I mean, I'm always surfing. That's generally what I do. So tell me about your adventures in Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn
Yeah. I'm
next
good.
week.
So okay, this is a really nerdy reference, but I'm gonna make this reference in that. Do you remember in Dragon Ball Z how Goku comes back after post Cell era? So
Okay.
like in that Buu saga, he's
Okay.
coming back. And
Okay. What about
he's
it?
still dead, you know.
Yeah, he's
He's
got
on
the
borrowed
halo.
time, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's like what I'm thinking my character is because it's a temporary 96-hour campaign.
But it's still the same character you made from back then.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna put a halo on your
No,
head.
there's no Halo, but like I only have
Yeah.
96 hours to play, and it's kind of like
Okay.
Goku
All
back
right.
then. He only had like 3 days to live in Earth.
Okay. That's not a bad analogy. That's pretty good. So I guess make the most out of your 96 hours in your 3-day weekend.
Yeah, I have to make sure. Yeah, Monday we're off.
Yep. Okay, that's a wrap for this episode. We have now 7 episodes in.
Yeah, how many
Um,
episodes have we surpassed 30 minutes?
it's always over 30 minutes, but it's good catching up.
That's a fun part. You never
Yeah,
know, 30 minutes or close to an hour.
yeah, yeah. So it's always good catching up, and I look forward to see you again next week
All right.
on Memorial Day weekend. All right then. Have a good one, Ray.
You too. I'll see you around.